What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another daily dose of Broodwar. We've got Queen here versus Ruin, with Ruin starting off with the gateway first. Let me talk about Ruin a bit before we get into this game that was recently played on ladder here in 2023. Ruin made it into ASL 15. I think he got knocked out in pretty early on in the group stages, but has been competing in a bunch of different tournaments recently. Hasn't made it into ASL 16, but is still a very strong contender. Holy crap. I don't know if you guys heard that, but a big old ball of lightning just went off in front of my window. And huge thunder, kaminari in Japanese, just exploded out the window. God damn, that was crazy. It's typhoon season here in Japan. We just had a typhoon roll through a couple of days ago, so I was not expecting that at all. It hasn't been raining today, but that just exploded really close by as well. Damn, that was kind of crazy. Hasn't rained for a couple of days. It's just been pretty chill here, really. Very hot, very humid, but nothing like that. Damn. Oh, did a drone just go down here? It looks like we got a kill. Yes, the drone did get picked off there. Queen gonna go ahead and grab that third base. Sorry for getting distracted there, guys, but that was pretty surprising. First Zealot is here. It's trying to get some damage done, but it looks like we've defended with not too much of a problem. Let's try and tuck our way into the little spot here between the gas and the minerals. That's super annoying to deal with. Just gonna line up these Zealots here and do the best that he can to hold this off while, you know, checking out his other base here. Two Overlords on this side of the map's not too good. You need to send one of those back, it looks like. Don't want to be losing two Overlords once we get a Corsair out here on the map. Queen getting that gas. We're just gonna wait, I guess, for the shields to come back here on this. This is a great little scout here for Ruin. Ruin being able to see everything that's going on right now. Anything that's popping out of these eggs. He sees the number of drones here. He doesn't see this, this is a Hydralis den right there. He doesn't see that. But you know, from what he can see here in the natural, he can pretty much deduce what's going on. That there's some sort of rush coming. Right as he sees these next... Oh, he's actually going to see some more drones popping out. So we're actually 6. So it's still not quite 9, 7, 3, 9. 6. And we should have 3 popping out over here as the muscular augment starts there. The Hydralis speed starts up. Over here on the other side of the map, we've got the cybernetics core. Interesting. So being quite a little greedy boy here, we've got the cyber core for Ruin in the front in his wall in. So he has really cut a lot of corners here. He's also going to send 2 Zealots across the map. And with the number of lings that we see from Queen, I don't think he's going to be able to prevent a scout from coming down. We've also got a cannon on the way. The moment that he sees these Hydras popping out here, he's going to have to immediately throw down a bunch more cannons. But I truly think now that Queen is not going to go for this attack. He's got another Hydralis on the way. The Zealots are heading their way back home. More cannons are coming. But I think we're just going to see some hatches get thrown down here and Queen switch back into drones. And there it is. He is indeed switching into drone production. A little bit of a fake Hydralis bust here. Not a fake. Maybe it wouldn't have been a fake had Ruin not spotted those Hydras popping out. Having that Zealot there as well makes it really difficult to pull off a Hydra bust. So we're going to come up now with these Hydras, try and get a little poking going on here in the natural. Cybernetics core is vulnerable, but we have that forge in the main base. One of the big benefits of, you know, going for this more greedy maneuver, getting that cybernetics core out earlier, you put it in that front wall, and your forge is in a nice, safe, hidden position. Only 3 Hydras here. It's gonna take a while to kill this gateway, and Ruin could just come out with the Zealots, try to get us around on this. If you're not paying perfect attention, while the Zealot is out here on the map, you know, running around, and the Corsair starts bothering your overlords, you could end up losing a couple of these Hydras here. Now falling back. Perfect control so far from Queen, only taking a little damage, not losing a single Hydra. Does pick off a Zealot as well, but lost his Overlord. So he may be able to get in here on top of this. Jeez, it's really popping off outside right now. I'm hearing even more thunder. Hope that's not coming through the mic too loud. Wouldn't be a very good mic, I guess, if it was. And I do have a pretty good microphone, so it shouldn't be a distraction, but we'll have to see once the recording is done. Well, Corsairs here, gonna get one more Overlord. This is that Overlord I was talking about earlier. The one that was hanging out here at the front. Has been sent all the way back across the map. And it will actually be saved, so Queen is doing a good job. He's getting into his Spire now. He's got his lair, of course, done. We don't have a Lurker upgrade on the way here. I'm expecting we're actually going to see a flock of Muta pop out here shortly. Do we have any Templar with this incoming attack? I don't see any. And the position here is awfully good. I don't think you can break through with the Hydras on the top of the ramp, plus some Lings here and the Sunken Colony. It's not going to be tenable. You can't make your way through here either. This is Ling, this is Zealot tight right here. This is not, but you can move your larva over here to the left side by selecting 2 units or 1 unit with your larva and then hitting stop position. It'll move here to the left. Looks like you might go for the evolution chamber. No, I've seen a lot of Protoss players make that move recently, which is just trying to kill the early evolution chamber. Even if they can't get in and actually deal any real significant damage, they might just run up, you know, with like 7-8 Zealots and try to snipe an evolution chamber. Of course, they're going to lose some Zealots. It's going to take a lot of damage, but so they might be able to deny that +1 upgrade, and that can be very powerful as a maneuver here in the early to mid game. Just delaying those upgrades at all is going to make it harder for the Hydras to fight. Once they reach that critical mass and start to move out on the map, we're going to kill off 1 Zealot here, but the moving shot is pretty good for Ruin, and he might actually be able to pick some of these off. No, he's going to back away. Going to head back across the map. Lings are everywhere watching all of these locations. It's something I haven't really seen, but I would love to see in the future. Maybe I'll throw some of this into my own play. I've been streaming a little bit, by the way, lately, guys. Doing quite a lot of Zerg versus Protoss because, like, nearly everybody on the ladder is Protoss. So I've been streaming a bit. I've been kind of messing around with my builds, and you know, mixing in Burrow could be really, really strong in some of these situations where you're going for mutas, because when you go for mutas, you don't have to get the robotics facility out very quickly. Like, you're just gonna kind of delay that a little bit because you know that there's not gonna be lurkers for a bit. Lurkers are on the way now, and the robotics facility hasn't started yet. But if you had, for example, a burrowed Ling here, you could potentially deny that for quite some time, at least until a cannon warps in here. Just slow that down. Another burrowed Ling over here or over here. It just takes time. It's just a little bit of extra annoyance there for the Protoss player. I'm not sure if that's going to be worth it, if it's going to be worth the extra 100 gas, 100 minerals, but might be worth thinking about. Anyway, we've got some lurkers out here on the field now. Should have a robotics. Yeah, robotics is on the way here. If he ran up with some lurkers right now, if he did a little, you know, 3 lurker push, like I think we saw Soma pull that off before. Soma or Queen? I think it might have actually been Queen who did that before. I'm not recalling who that was against. Oh, nice job picking up that 1 Corsair. But yeah, going for the lurkers and then just doing like a little timing attack where you kind of hit right before the robotics is done can help you to push through some of these locations. Now, a 4th base is on the way here for Queen. He's taking that down at the 6 o'clock. He's running out with his Hydras here and getting kind of surrounded by these Zealots. Zealots are going to come down towards this south area. There are lurkers present, though, and you're not going to be able to push through that. Oh, he's waiting. He's waiting. These are on hold position. Oh, my gosh. Hold position lurkers in ZVP, are we serious? I guess so. Looks like they're all gonna come running in here now, and there we go. The lurkers have been activated. A ton of damage going down onto these zealots. One overlord going down there. I don't know if that's even worth it. Is that something that's really viable? Is that what we're doing now? Hold position lurkers to try and catch zealots? That seems crazy to me, but it is what it is, I guess. Queen, oh man, he's gonna lose some overlords here though. Like what have we lost? Like 3-4 overlords during this fight? That is rough. So although he did hold off this attack really well, and he's got this base up and running now, with extra hatcheries being added on, he's gonna get some creep colonies here as well. He's really starting to take this in towards the late game. A lot of overlords have been killed, and we're gonna continue to lose overlords here, it seems, as the hive is finishing up. More overlords gonna go down here in the main. Ruin is playing like a Bisu-esque game here, picking off so many overlords with these Corsairs just being constantly active on the map with them. Even as these fights are going down, he's just sharking around looking for overlords. There's another one over here he can pick off. There's another one over here he can pick off. Queen being a little lackadaisical with his overlord placement and his movement. But it's to be expected. We are playing a... Oh, going in here, trying to kill some more of these overlords. But now Scourge are out, and there's only 5 Corsairs here. He's going to start to lose some of these. Running right through the Scourge. Not the best idea here. Oh, wow. 3 Corsairs go down. I think in total 4 died in that fight. So that's rough. Now the Corsairs are not really going to be useful. Maybe just going to be used for scouting purposes. You can put one down here. Over by the base over here, just to see, you know, when that base is going to be taken. You could put one over here just to make sure, you know, drops are not going to come in. But here on 5 or 4 bases now, Rune's going to have some real power moving forward. He's got plenty of Dragoons, but we're already going into Defilers. So Defilers are on the way. They're going to be popping out soon. I haven't seen Consume. There's Consume. So we're very close to Consume. And we haven't even seen a Dragoon attack yet. So we're just going to have Ruin moving across the map right now with his Dragoons. And they're about to be outdated already. So that's a little bit rough for him. The lurker field here is immense as well, by the way. With this many... With the spores and all of these lurkers all over the place here, I don't think this is going to be pushable by Ruin. So he's kind of doing the right thing here, which is taking a 5th base. Spreading out, maybe gonna, you know, take a couple of trades here, throw down a storm or 2, try to deal some damage if possible, pick off a couple of these lurkers, you know, maybe get a good storm on a big group of lings, or, you know, some of these units that are coming out in the rally point are vulnerable, but you're not really looking to commit fully into this. Zealots over here gonna be able to defend this. Let's take a look at the upgrades. 1-1 to 1-2 for the Protoss. Protoss not upgrading any further though. Just 1-2 is all he's got, and triple upgrade here for Queen. So he is gonna get into a great position soon. With, you know, no more of these upgrades coming up. He is gonna fall desperately behind. He's just in full retreat right now. Run! All the Protoss forces just bailing out across the map, running for their lives here as the lurkers and lings chase them down. Queen shoving everything back so strongly here. He hasn't managed to prevent any of these bases, so I'm still feeling okay for Ruin right now. I would love to see him actually add on more upgrades. There's one, plasma shields. And for plasma shields right now, it is popular because Plague is such a big deal in this matchup. I would love to see him go for a Dark Archon though. Dark Archon is like 200 IQ, big brain plays. If you're certain that you're going to be going against some Defilers soon. Looks like this base could end up going down. Just a wave of lings making their way up the right hand side, because the army is a little bit out of position here. If he just targets this Nexus, he should be able to kill it. And this is not a lot of lings. Only 3 of them are actually hitting the Nexus right now. A lot of them are hitting probes. He's gonna turn now and just fire on this Nexus. A storm, he needs a storm. We're not gonna storm? Okay, oh, okay, the Nexus is surviving. Whoa, Dark Storm here on the center right. This is a great move from Queen, just Dark Swarm and right-click this Nexus. He almost gets it. Meanwhile, another attack over here at the top center. God, so much is going on right now. It's very hard to keep track of. Lurkers making their way over to this side, almost killing this Nexus as well, but it appears like Ruin has just barely held on in all locations. Oh man, he's really starting to fall apart here. Moving the Templar and Dragoons in on top of these Lurkers. A little bit by accident there. Looks like Ling counterattack here. 12 Lings gonna make their way up to the top right and just finish the job. Picking off that Nexus is a great kill. And so we've seen a little bit of success here for Queen, but he is just growing like crazy. He's adding on 2 more bases. He's got this base. He's got this base. He's gonna take this base as well. Looks like we got a Dark Templar down here with a bunch of kills. Probably some Lings that were roaming the map getting picked off in all the chaos. Lings here are now kind of deadly. Still only 1-2 upgrades, and we just saw 2-2 finish for Queen. He's gonna have that +2 or +3 needle spines is gonna come up here soon. Good God, that's scary. Jumping up here, he's gonna get the first plague of the game. Just a few Zealots and Dragoons caught up in that plague. Pushing forward here towards this fresh base from Queen, but I don't think you're gonna be able to get through here. Queen is a little bit too dominant right now. There's not enough Storms, not enough Dragoons, and of course there is the Dark Swarm there to prevent this army from moving forward. You really can't get through this area here. Instead, it'll be better to just take another base. Maybe try to send a counterattack over here to the center left. See if you can break one of those locations rather than here where all the defenses are set up. And this is not a very high value base anyway. There's still quite a bit of minerals here, but you know, this is a whatever base. It's gonna run out pretty fast. The only danger though is the distance from here to this base over here is very, very short. So you kind of have to stay around this area. Camping out around this area is very important because otherwise you're gonna end up losing control, and a quick Dark Swarm plus a few Lings will eat that 100 damage for that Nexus very, very quickly. That 100 HP will disappear in seconds. So he does have to be careful and cognizant of that possibility. So keeping an army in this area will be essential. Queen gonna try and make a run up the ramp here, going for it. Not gonna be able to do it. The Zealots on the ramp. It's good to put a couple Zealots here, maybe even a DT. This is one thing that I really struggle with against Protoss is when they start putting DTs on ramps. It's very hard to actually break through anywhere. Another plague goes down. This army's gonna come from the north. Dragoons really are truly worthless in these situations, not able to do much of anything. Zealots on this high ground though are going to be able to hold on for now. Queen continuing to grow, continuing to build up here. His upgrades are getting really out of control. He's about to hit 3-3 on everything, whereas we've only got 1-1-2 here for our Protoss player. Ugh, not good. +2 is going to finish up here soon, but +3 armor is not far behind, so we're gonna be ahead in armor upgrades over the Protoss. That's never a good feeling as the Protoss player. Big wave of army moving up the right-hand side as Protoss tries to push forward here on the left. He's actually gonna back away immediately. That's a lot of cannons. With that number of cannons, I think you can hold on here. The Storms are gonna be amazing as well on the ground. Storms here should be able to hold this off. Oh, he doesn't have Storm. There we go, he's got Storm now finally. Looks like these cannons should just barely be able to hold on. Lurker Egg over in this position is going to try to morph in, but he should be able to surround and kill that with just 22 HP. Gonna make his way over here to the top left. Ruin desperately trying to hold this high ground here against a ton of Hydras that are coming up. Oh man, big Storms there. Kind of doubling up the Storm though. Not the greatest use of Storm in the world I've ever seen. Couple of Lurkers up here in the top right hand corner. He's gonna have to pull away these probes, but Queen really not paying attention to this. He's kind of done his job actually, just forcing the probes away for a second. Rune really need to get back to mining over here. Need to get some mining over here as well pretty soon. He's fought hard to keep this base in the top left alive. Hopefully he'll be able to utilize that. Tons of Templar here just sitting out by themselves. They're very weak and vulnerable. 3 Reavers here in the natural are going to be able to hold this attack off, I think. Dark Swarm should be coming down here, but storms on everything. Great Plague, killing off a couple, or hitting a couple of these Reavers. And it looks like the last Reaver will be hit as well. These Reavers probably gonna end up going down here. They're getting some great Scarabs, but with that Plague being on them, it's very, very hard to stay alive. We need to see Archons made, man. The Archons need to be made here very, very soon. It's silly to have this many Templar in this group. Instead of having like, 4 or 5 Archons and 4 or 5 Templar, we've got like 10, 15 Templar, and that's just not gonna be very useful. Where is that shuttle? Looks like one Reaver in that shuttle. As the main base starts to go down, Queen gonna turn his attention here to the top left. And he's just splitting so brilliantly the attention here of Ruin, who's trying to get into the ultra late game, but is being pulled slowly apart here by the multitasking of Queen. Queen is gonna come up here onto this high ground. Oh, he's not gonna be able to deny this Dark Swarm. As the Dark Swarm goes down, this base will fall. A single Reaver here is not gonna be good enough. GG. Queen takes out Ruin. Beautifully done here, guys. We've been watching a ton of Protoss versus Zerg recently, but the multitasking of Queen this game has been something else. We didn't really see much drop action from Ruin this game. He didn't really go after many drones. He had a DT around, he tried to do a few things, but overall, Queen was just on top of him, aggressing over and over again, sending lings into each location with the Defilers to just keep pressuring down Nexuses. He wasn't initially successful with his attacks, but it didn't slow him down at all. He just kept on attacking in different locations over and over and over again until eventually he finds a weak spot and manages to break through. Protoss is very, very strong. We've seen that time and time again. They're so strong on the defensive once they get all of their buildings, tools, the Reavers, the Storms, the Cannons, even Dark Archons together in one location. It's so hard to break through, but you can force them out of position if you continuously attack in different locations. As long as there's multiple locations to hit, there's not just one location. You have to keep pounding over and over again with your army. If you're attacking at this time in the game when the Protoss is spreading out and taking bases all over the place, they're gonna have a hard time dealing with all those attacks. And if you are a player at the caliber of Queen, you can absolutely force them to multitask at a level that they're just not comfortable with, and eventually find ways in to deal that damage. And that's exactly what Queen did here this game. Pulled Ruin apart, made it look very, very good as he was doing it. Of course, having that upgrade advantage never hurts. But guys, this has been your daily dose of Brood War. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow.